Pro-Palestinian activists and groups have gathered in Century City in Cape Town to protest the export of coal to Israel. Representatives from Jews for a Free Palestine, BDS and other groupings are calling on mining company Glencore to halt trade with the Middle East country. SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah has more for us.
Religious leaders as well as pro-Palestinian supporters have gathered here in Century City, of course this time calling for an end to trade with Israel, specifically in the energy space. I'm joined now by one of the organisers of the Cape Town energy embargo, Abida Adams, to explain to us what this action is all about. Abida, a very warm good day to you. So various people from various walks of life. I've seen representatives from the MJC, I've seen struggle cleric Dr. Alan Busak, I've seen representatives from South African Jews for Palestine, all coming together to protest here today. What is the core message of this protest?
Look, the core message of the protest is for all coal, exporting of coal to the Zionist state of Israel to end with immediate effect. This is, of course, in support of an international call that is made by the trade unions and civil society in Palestine to demand an energy embargo against the Zionist state of Israel, because we do feel and we believe very strongly that coal supplied to Israel is fueling the genocide. They're using these coal in their coal-fired power stations to supply the war machinery, to supply energy to the illegal settlements in the occupied territories of Palestine. But our Palestinian brothers and sisters don't have access to energy. We have seen horrific images where hospitals have to operate with candlelight, etc., etc. But also we have to take into consideration that South Africa is the country who had taken Israel to the International Criminal Court of Justice, and one of the advisory opinions is very clear that we cannot be complicit in aiding and abetting this genocide. So as long as we continue exporting coal, we are aiding and abetting the genocide. But our position is also very clear. It's not just about exporting coal. It's any form of trade that we have with the Zionist state of Israel. That is why we believe and we are demanding also that our government hasten the act of imposing sanctions, trade, arm embargoes, but also normal economic trends. We have to cut all ties with the state of Israel.
Why here? I mean, I know we're in Century City, but just across the head office of Astron. Why have you chosen this location for your protest?
Look, ideally we wanted to be at the doorstep of Astron, but we've had lots of problems in terms of getting the permission or the approval to protest there. But this for us is more symbolic. Earlier today, the comrades in Joburg were protesting at the head office of Glencore in Johannesburg, in Melrose Arch, because the demand that we are demanding, because Glencore are the biggest exporter of coal to Israel. Astron, Glencore has got a 72% stake in Astron. That is the representation of Glencore here in Cape Town. This is why we are here. So essentially our demand is for Glencore to stop exporting of coal to Israel with immediate effect.
I understand there's a memorandum that's due to be handed over. Can you give me some more information on that? Have you made contact with the representatives on the Astron side who will be receiving your memorandum?
We have made contact with the representative on the Astron side to receive the memorandum. I mean, we've been in communication with them since yesterday. In fact, the trade union who organizes at Astron, the chemical workers, SEPAWU, they have supported and they are endorsing our call. Same as the National Union of Mine Workers and major federations of SAFTU and COSATU. They are also endorsing our call to end things. At the moment, we have been speaking with the South African Police Services because there's been a bit of toing and froing. They have now agreed, although this was agreed yesterday, they have now again agreed to accept and received our memorandum. They wanted to, they were specifying the terms and they said no banners, no flags, no posters. Of course, we rejected that because we say we have the right to come there with our Palestinian flags and our Palestinian banners. We're coming here peacefully. We just want to simply hand over the memorandum. I just got a report back from the SABC. He says that the representatives from Astron are now discussing, because we made it very clear we just want to hand over the memorandum, but they cannot dictate the terms to us and what we're wearing and the kind of information that we want to share. I mean, they continuously telling us that it's private property. We are very clear about that, but we are also very clear in terms of our right, which is enshrined in the Bill of Rights. to protest and to register our protest. So therefore, we also want our rights to be represented, to be protected, and we do have the right to protest.
Abida Adams, thank you so much for your time. They're, of course, one of the organisers of this protest taking place here in Century City. Of course, Abida, there representing the Cape Town energy embargo. And I'll just step out of shot so that we can bring you some of the visuals of, I think it's still Dr. Alan Boussac addressing the crowd, earlier telling us that while South Africa is applauded for taking the matter to the International Court of Justice, but also saying that now it's time to impose sanctions and to support the BDS movement.